Hey guys, what's up? This is Vinny Vendetta, and today we're going to go over a review of the Water Kung Fu Girl here. Wow, Xaio Lin. Recently, she just had a buff about 3 or 4 days ago, and prior to the buff, the Kung Fu Girls were known as Kung Fu Girls because they were pretty garbage, but they had a really good workup just recently. We'll take a look at their skills and go over the changes and why they're good now and why I use her. So first skill, attacks the enemy with condensed energy and reduces the enemy's defense for 1 turn with a 50% chance. Twist kick will be activated in succession with a 30% chance. So twist kick is her second ability right here. I don't want to get into it just yet, but knowing that the first skill has a 30% chance to proc the second skill, really good combo. 30% chance. It's pretty high. Think about violence. They're only supposed to be 22%, but that happens all the time. This happens a lot, and it happens even more frequently because of her third skill. We'll get to that in just a second. So her second skill attacks the target with a turning kick and decreases its attack bar by 50% with an 80% chance and decreases its attack speed for 2 turns. If the target's attack bar is depleted by this attack, the target will be stunned for 1 turn. So, okay, let's see what that says. We got an attack bar decrease by 50%, we have attack speed reduction, and we have a stun if you deplete the enemy's attack bar. So what can happen with that is the first skill goes, then it goes right into the second skill, decreases their attack bar, stuns them, and slows their attack speed. And not only is that a ton of utility all in one move, it hits like a truck. I have pretty garbage runes, we'll go over them in a second. But she still hits for about 10,000 with her second skill, which can follow up a defense break on her first skill. But let's get into the third skill. So the third skill strikes 4 random targets with the power of water and increases the inflicted damage by 15% for each harmful effect on the enemy. And if this skill is on cooldown, you have a 25% chance to counterattack when you're attacked. So you use her third skill. Now she has a 25% chance to counterattack, which means when you attack Xaio Lin, she's going to hit you back with her energy ball, which will decrease your defense, proc her second skill, which decreases your attack bar, slows you, and then stuns you, and that's all on your turn. So what I did to facilitate that is I put her on full revenge runes. Revenge runes, each 2 set gives you a 15% chance to counterattack. So with 3 sets plus her passive from her third skill, that's a 70% chance to counterattack, which also gives plenty of opportunities for her first skill to proc into her second skill, and so on. It gets pretty ridiculous. So yeah, full revenge isn't the best build. Probably violent revenge would be the best build, but I didn't have a ton of violent runes, and I think the revenge set works just as well. At least in like guild boars and giants, but in most of the cases you don't want her to be getting hit that much, so kind of iffy on the full revenge, but I think it works. We'll go over the runes real quick. So I have her on a standard attack, crit damage attack build. Her speed is pretty slow, very slow, but these were just kind of leftover runes, so they're not perfect. They're just kind of there to fill in. And honestly, with the runes that she has, she still hits for a ton. We'll bring her into some runs here in a second. So we have crit rate, attack percent, crit damage, HP percent. That's a pretty decent rune. It's got all the stats we need except for speed on it. We have a 6-star attack rune with crit rate percent. That's the only thing I'm really crazy about. It's got a little bit of crit damage, a little bit of HP, a little bit of defense, but it's not a ton. But it is a 6-star attack percent, so I took it. Slot 3, we got crit rate, speed, HP, resistance. If I could take off that resistance and put some crit damage, I'd be a lot happier. But like I said, she still works with these runes. We only have a 5-star crit damage rune. That could go up another 15% on crit damage. It's got low crit rate, decent attack, and then we got a flat defense and a defense percent. Crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, speed, all around good rune. She does need some accuracy. So if you want to go violent focus, that's also viable. Because she needs the accuracy to land her slow, reduce the attack bar, and do the defense break. All of those, she needs a little bit of accuracy. But it's not something to kill yourself over, just a little bit. She'll be revenging so much that it won't matter. And I got a 5-star attack percent rune on the last slot. Gives me a little bit of accuracy, which I'm lacking, and then some crit rate and some HP. So she is lacking a lot of speed. She's lacking a lot of HP. Like I said, not the best set of runes. I just gave her a decent set of attacker runes that I had with my revenge set. She is not skilled up, and believe me, it's not for a lack of trying. I mean, look at, I'll show you this real quick. We got a monster storage completely full of monsters. I went on a spree. I spent about $400, almost $500 just trying, not even going for crazy stuff, just going for Kung Fu Girl food, and I didn't get a single. I probably got, out of like the 170 to 200 summons that I did, it was, there was probably like 5 or 6 4-stars, 5 or 6 lightnings. It was horrible. Very hate this game sometimes, but that's a different subject. So I tried. I did a ton of summons, didn't get any Kung Fu Girls. I've resorted to fusing some of the wind ones and feeding them into the water one, but that's just going to take so much time. But do recommend it if you have them. Definitely skill her up. She's definitely worth it. But even without the skill ups, I'll show you right now, she still does a ton of damage. Definitely worth building. So we'll take her into Fame on Hell right now. Just going to pair her with Galleon. There's no leader skill to use. Doesn't matter. Bring her in here real quick, see what kind of damage she could do. Alright. No! Pause. And we need to move this. Move this. There we go. Over here. Alright. So, we got our third skill, which, don't forget, is increased by 15% for each harmful effect. Here we're just going with one harmful effect, the defense break, and she's got an attack buff. And it attacks 4 random targets, but in scenarios where there's only one boss, like Necropolis and the World Boss and Raids, thank you. And the new raid bosses that are coming out as well. Those are all single target, and so this skill will hit that one target all 4 times and do massive damage. So let's see what it looks like. Let me slow this down to 1 speed. And then we'll go. 18,000 damage per hit. So that's what, 72,000 damage for all 4 hits. 72,000 damage for 1 target. In Necropolis, it'll drop it from 100 to 0. In Raid Boss, it'll push it into the next transition. World Boss, it just does a ton of damage. So very strong with their third skill. So now she has that 25% chance to counterattack when she's attacked. And Jesus. So there you go. There's a counterattack. 1. And so let's see her second skill with just a defense break, no attack buff. 17.9, so 18,000. It's pretty decent for a second skill that can be activated all the time from her first skill. So we'll go ahead and kill these real quick, and then we'll go into the last phase. First skill, go ahead. 8,000 without attack buff, without defense break, and it'll put a defense break up on its own. So let's go ahead and get a massive AoE. Everybody gets to go. Hopefully she doesn't kill everybody with her revenges. Oh, there's one dead. So you could see 14,000 with her first skill. And she just revenges so much. With the revenge set and her ultimate being on cooldown is an extra 25%. Her ultimate wasn't even on cooldown there, so she would have had an extra 25% chance to counterattack. But we'll go ahead and we'll use her first skill. Let's use her last skill, why not? Just clean it up. And we'll kill this guy. So one of the other places that I use her particularly is Giant's B10. I don't like to take her into Dragon's B10 because of the immunity on the boss. She can't decrease the attack bar or slow her defense break. But we don't have that issue in Giants, so we'll do a run with her real quick. Alright, we'll do Giants. I know this thing has been choppy like twice, but for some reason my Summoner's War is taking a crap on me. So we're going to take the Kung Fu Girl into Giants B10. This is my Giants B10 team. Like I was saying, I don't like to take her in Dragons because of the immunity. A lot of times her stuff doesn't go off if the immunity's up, unless you have a reliable stripper, which I don't. So we'll just auto this real quick just so you can kind of see what she can do if she gets a chance to go. And then after this, we're going to take her into a raid run, so you could see the kind of damage she does there. I would take her into Necropolis to show you guys the damage she could do, but my Necropolis team is... The other monsters in my team aren't very good. So I don't want to really showcase her in there. I don't want the run to fail because of some other units and kind of waste everybody's time. So I will show what she could do here, and then I'll show her in raids. And you just saw her in Fame on Hell. So if you still have questions after this video, leave a comment in the description, or leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer your questions and maybe do another video if I missed anything. But we'll just go through it here as best we can. So this is my YOLO Giants team. As you can see, she just did 15,000 damage and decreased the attack bar, which is there 1 into 3. It just with the full revenge set and her third skill on cooldown, it keeps going. It does so much damage. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'll keep that for something. Okay, so let's go to the world map. We'll try and do a raid real quick. I'm not gonna pug a raid just because it kind of takes too long. I'll just take some. I'll take some support reps if I can. I believe I've used them all for the day. Let's see what we got. Fierce. I think he's got a good one. And then where's Leo? I know Leo has a good one. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'll take my crit rate. So this is my raid setup. I know this is only raid 3. A lot of you are probably doing raid 4 and raid 5 already. My monsters have the potential for R5. I just, for some reason, don't have the luck, I guess. I mean, I take my Lisa in there with 200 speed. I'll show you her runes real quick. I know this isn't about her. Actually, hold on. So one of the things I want to show you is the Kung Fu Girl. Her third skill does more damage with the harmful effects. Hopefully she'll get to do it right here. Let's see if she doesn't derp. Boom. 13.7 thousand damage per hit. Hits 4 times on a raid boss. So, I mean, you're looking at about 52, 53, 54,000. And you can see it instantly puts me like towards the top of the list here. And she'll do that every time. Every time she does it, it pushes the boss into the next phase. And maybe 1 out of 10 times Xaio Lin derps and doesn't use her third skill when it's up. But otherwise, she always does it. And all the AoE attacks that the boss does, more often than not, she's going to revenge, or she's going to counterattack, and she's going to defense break the boss and slow the boss without even taking a turn. And that does not affect the turn cool time for the boss mechanic. So I think she's very useful. Ever since I put her in my raid team, I usually sit around 50% contribution on average. And that's in raid 3. Like I said, a lot of you are probably a lot higher than that. But this is kind of where I go. For some reason, my Lisa, she doesn't have the defense as high as she needs, but she's got 20,000 HP, 196 speed on Violent. With the resistance leader, she's right at about 90%. Still gets stunned just about every single time. So it's kind of disappointing, but that's a topic for a different video, which I'll get into later on. Right now, this is about Xaio Lin, and very, very good in raids. Does a ton of damage. Very good in Necro. Very good in Giants. The only place I don't take her is Dragon's B10, and some people do use her in Dragon's B10. She can be used if she's fast enough. Mine is garbage slow. But Jew Bagel, he did a very good video about using the Water Kung Fu Girl in Dragon's B10, and I will put that in the description if you guys want to go check him out. He does awesome videos. He's actually the reason I started playing Summoner's War and the reason I'm doing videos now. So, very cool guy, very good videos. You'll like it. Looks like my team's about to die. That's not good. But you could see she's still revenging. We'll make it. We should make it to the end here, even if a person or two falls off. We'll be okay. What else? I think that's about it. Like I said, I have her on full revenge. She could be done violent revenge, violent focus, anything that gives her more turns on her first skill. That way she can possibly, use her second skill and then go on from there. Let's see if we got anything good here. Nope. All right. Come on. For some reason, my Summoner's War has been laggy today. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I think that's about it. Water Kung Fu Girl. If you have any other questions, like I said, put them in the comments. I'll try to answer or maybe do another video if I missed anything. But I think I covered most of it here. If you have any questions about any other monsters that you'd like to see reviews done on, more than likely I can get access to one either from my own monsters. My girlfriend plays as well. She has a vast majority of monsters that I don't have. And then between my guildmates and everybody, we should be able to get something for you guys. I don't claim to be the best player, but I do have a general idea about things. I'm not new to the game. I've been playing for a long time. As you can see, I have about 66 stars here. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm always looking for new topics to do for new videos. So if there's something you want to see, go ahead and put it in the description below. Put it in the comments below, excuse me, and then we'll see what we can do. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.